those of you that have listened to some of my other stories here, you're already probably starting to get a picture of me being my character, I hope. And I hope it's of a slightly positive nature. That would make me happy, I think. Some of you may think, man, this guy's like, ooh, he's a great storyteller. He's full of shit, but he's a great storyteller. And that's fine too. Take from these stories whatever you want. Even if it's in a derisive manner, even if it's my expense. That's fine too. Yeah. I've had so many close calls. I've got to be on life 10, out of 9 lives. A lot of us in the program will say, you're looking at a walking ghost. When you'll see a fellow talking to, an earthling, as we love to call you, earthlings. Yeah, there's that 50 cal again. Me love me some law enforcement. You can defund yourself if you want. Don't defund my police. Because I ain't no gunslinger. No. Oh, you should cut wood. You shouldn't cut wood when you're hungover. You just shouldn't do that. I mean, when you're really hungover. You shouldn't do that. I damn near killed myself 2 or 3 times. One time a piece of 8-inch beach come flying by me that I had freed and that I had cut away, and that I went to go free a spring. I went to go relieve a spring. And that beach, another tree. And then that beach came flying by my head it was like, yeah. And stuff like that. Being so hungover, I'm still running the bar, I'm still running the chain, and I'm letting it lull to my thigh to where it cuts my jeans. And I don't realize I've done that until I start to feel the steel tickling my skin. Yeah, you probably shouldn't cut firewood if you're really hungover. Not on your game. It's dangerous. Well, construction of any kind or deconstruction, you're out there working, it's dangerous. Yeah. I helped build the Colony South Hotel. I did. Yep. Nothing like standing in a footer in the middle of December. Up to your eyes. That's how deep you are. So the concrete, so you can get it straight, get everything shoveled out, all the loose dirt. Pour that, footer. Oh. Yeah, they started to bring in railroad ties at one point. I guess it was for beds, flower bed, beautification. Heavy, creosote, the railroad ties. They weigh. Each one of those ties weighs a few 100 pounds, I'm sure. Easily. And I had to go break a stack on a forklift. It was eye high, approximately, the blades of the forklift. And all the ties were above that. Steel banded together. I don't know. Bam with the claw of my hammer on one. Bam with the claw of my hammer on two. What have I done? And I had just enough time to turn around 180 degrees because I didn't want to see my death. Two or three of them fell. I heard them. I felt them. And then the closest one landed like 3 inches from my heels. Yeah. Only 2 or 3 chose to fall off. Whatever. There's so many more close calls like that, if I the car accidents. I won't even go there. Won't even start to get into the car accidents. Shit, I should make that whole other, thingy. Drugs and driving, baby. There's a combination. Drinking and driving. Drugs and driving. Because alcohol's a drug, by the way. They're synonymous terms. I have no problem. I personally, as an alcoholic member of AA, have no problem with you using either one, drug or alcohol, whatever. Making a class distinction, that is. She's just the mother of all drugs, that's all. Anything that takes you away from reality, or more subtly, changes your disposition, that's a drug. You're all up in that best America's Got Talent, whatever, and your vote, and you're breathing. Well, you're on a drug. Your brain's producing it, but you're on a drug. If it changes your disposition, it is a drug. And it need not necessarily come in the form of a chemical externally. Love is the drug I'm thinking of. Who does that? Clash. Maybe Clash. Love is the drug. I had mentioned to you in another story about my suicide attempt. I went into some of the details. I tried to get, because it was a part of another story, and I went through it pretty quickly. Why belabor the. The one part I didn't tell you in there, though, was that when Dad and my stepmom went out to do the chores, as parents do, go do the grocery shop, do whatever, that's laundry. I'm gonna tell you something. When they got through doing all their adult duties, they hitting that 248 now. They hitting that American Legion. 2-3 hours, easy. Or more. Not that day, for some reason. The day I decided to go into my stepmother's medicine chest and find everything I could think of that looked like Valiums, and then go over to my dad's in-house bar, in-apartment bar, and pull out this big-ass gallon jug of vodka, what was left of it. Good bit. Look at that. And proceed to down a couple of bottles of pills and drink as much of the vodka as I could before I was no longer able to drink any more vodka. Yeah, they didn't go to the Legion that day. They came home early. Isn't that funny? Close calls. I can still hear him through the blackness, You stupid son of a bitch, wake up! And he's slapping me. I think he's slapping. But he's slapping me to try to wake me up. So, I don't need to tell you from there. You already know that in another story. Close calls. Had a lot of close calls. And the person down the street gets one close call and it kills them. Like I said, I haven't even gone into the auto accidents. I won't. It's a whole tone by itself. I won't take up your time. And here I sit at 59, and now I don't give a rat's ass about anything except you. Truly, you, the listener. I love you. I care about you. I don't care about much of anything else anymore. Nothing. Certainly nothing material. And because I'm old enough and secure enough financially, unless the government decides it, just give us some more tax money, John. Just a little bit more, John. Just a little bit more. Treasury needs a little bit more. I can sit here in my dining room table and I can tell you how it is, or at least how I see it, about life and things of that nature. And again, if anybody gets anything out of these recordings, that's great. I'm so happy. Even if it comes at my derision, a chide at me. for my illusionary, my delusions of this, that, my sheer stupidity, my ignorance. I don't care. My big nose. Pick something. It doesn't matter. That's one of the freeing things about getting older. It doesn't matter. And as I grow older, now we say, hey, it's the herd of fleas that'll get you. It's not the herd of elephants. Yeah, think about that. I'll give you a second. It's the herd of fleas that will get you. It's not the herd of elephants. The only herd of fleas, because there are no herd of elephants. I try to keep, I drive the speed limit, okay? I try to keep the herd of elephants to a minimum. And the herd of fleas, as I grow older now, their bite becomes less and less damaging to me. Because I know more and more about who I am by the help of the Holy Ghost, leading my life. I walk with Him. We laugh. We joke. We play games on one another. And we both look at you while He's looking at me. And we both look at you and we go, what the problem is, in the words of Martin Lawrence. Love that man. What the problem is. I mean, how many close calls are you going to need? You might get just one. And that'll be your last one. I've been afforded dozens. And so the only thing I can think of is because I got to tell somebody about it. That it works if you work it. That would be a relationship with the God of your understanding. Does that mean you're going to have 87 close calls and you're never going to die? No. But it means you're not alone anymore. Yeah, though I walk through everyone's heard that. The whole secular world has heard that. Walk through the valley of the shadow of death. You're not alone anymore. Isn't that a wonderful thought? Not being alone. Have you ever truly been with somebody else? Truly, through and through? Maybe you have. Maybe you've been lucky enough to find that in another human being. I haven't. Not through and through. Not without strings attached. Not without ultimate degradation. Degradation to the relationship. My relationship with Him is the only one that's just grown and gotten better. Now my pitching, you must believe that He died and rose again the third. Now please. Sorry, God, I know, don't be mad at me. Because it's like we're talking about your son here, I know. It's like, right, I know. Why don't you try just like saying, hey, God, hey, if you're out there, I wouldn't mind a friend that I could trust. Why don't you just start there at ground zero? Because you're ready right now. It don't matter where you are. You're ready right now. Because you can never be ready where He is. You can never attain that. Not in your current space and time. You're a human being. How many close calls are you going to get? I'll bet you've had a couple yourself by now. Maybe you ought to utilize those close calls and think about them. And think about all the poor young people, that go to war, all that blah, 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 blah. I shouldn't blah, blah, like blah, 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 blah. They die at 17. I watched the cop yell at the kid as he's arresting him on one of those cop shows. You ain't even lived yet. The cop was mad at the boy, not because he's having to arrest him. He's mad at the boy because, well, you know why. How many close calls are you going to get before you wise up? Peace.